A goal without a plan is basically a wish. But you see, a goal that is wrongly planned is the biggest disaster ever. And it's even more painful and hurtful. Why? Because you planned. But guess what? You planned wrongly, and it's why you were unable to get the result that you really desired. Why am I talking about this? We are in that time of the year where everyone is planning ahead for the year 2023. Super amazing. Awesome. I was about to do that when I realized that there are some mistakes that I made while I was planning for this year 2022 that I decided that I would not repeat those mistakes again. Because you all are family, you all are friends, I thought to bring you the tea as well. Some of the mistakes I realized that I made while planning for this year that I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm also making sure that I don't repeat them in the year 2023. Let's go. Hola fam, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. My name is Akorede and you can definitely call me Kore. Here it's all about intentional living. In this video, I will share with you top mistakes not to make as you plan for the year 2023. And as you plan, generally, I consider myself a planner. But recently, I realized that I have been doing some things wrongly as regards to how I have been planning. Now, the first thing I realized, focusing on the tactics without getting clear on the strategies. I was discussing with someone the other day and I said that I realized that most of the time we all want to just go straight into planning and we forget that that is not actually where to start from. We don't actually, put things in place that makes that plan that we put together, that we sit down and spend time to put together, not to work because there are structures that has not been put in place for that plan to be executed. Now, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that before you make a plan, first of all, put structures in place. Instead of focusing on the different styles at which you can get your goal done, you need to focus on what is the strategy that will work for me. Not only understand the tactics, but you understand the strategy that will get you there. That is one mistake that I realized that I made this year while I was making my plans. No clear follow-up actions. Every one of us, we have, intention, we have, the potential, we have ideas and visions and everything playing around in our head. But, for you to be able to see that intention come to actualization and yield good result, you need proper accountability. Now, for instance, you know that you want to kind of buy a car this year and you've been saving and saving, but when something come up along the line, something emergency in quote, you fall and, use the money for something else, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I'll put the money back, but you don't put the money back. Now it's time for you to buy the car at the end of the year. Now we're in November and you want to buy the car and you realize that, oh, in April, you remove this amount of money from the money you're saving towards buying that car and you did not put it back. Why? Because there's no accountability, there's no proper follow-up and reviewing of that plan. Now, what I realized with myself was that every month, I was not doing a proper review of the outcome that I want to see happen in that month. So I tell myself, okay, every week we're going to post 2 videos. Now, were there times where I could have posted 2 videos, I didn't post it? Yes. Did I notice that I was not doing that? No, I didn't notice. I felt like I was still doing well. Why? Because I was not doing proper follow-up and proper reviewing of myself as the year kept on unfolding and unwrapping. And so I was like, oops, Kore, if you had done proper follow, you'd have realized that you were slacking. Oh, this particular month you're slacking, or another particular month you're on fire. I would have realized and be able to adjust as I go. But because I didn't do that, I kind of slipped along the line and I didn't realize it. So you need to do proper follow-up. You need proper accountability with yourself, as you journey through, not addressing the elephant in the room. Now, what is the elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is basically that obstacle that is kind of in the way of you being able to achieve that goal, or for you being able to, follow through with the plans that you've set. For instance, now, that you earn, let's say, $5,000 every month. And the end of the year, you want to buy a car and you also want to pay your house rent. And you're saving towards that. As well, you know that from this same income is where you have to fend for family, friends. That elephant is in the room, but you did not plan for that elephant in the room. You're only focused on, the goal is to, buy a car and also pay my rent by the end of the year. But that this elephant in the room, which is the fact that I am responsible for family, how do I plan around this elephant that is in the room so that it will not affect my goal that I want to achieve in the year? If I'm able to address the obstacle in the room, then I know how realistic achieving that goal that I've set for myself will be. This one was a shocker. Now, pre-planning too much detail too far in advance. Now, there's something that you usually do, and I think that I did it a lot this year, and it was like me stabbing myself in the foot, which was whenever I'm making a plan, I don't make plan for this month. I make plan longevity. I make a lot of plans that, okay, this month is what we're going to do, next month, upper month. So everything is all jumbled up, and it becomes really overwhelming and really tedious to carry out because there's a lot going on, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, I know I said I was going to do this, but what if I do this now? It makes everything just really all over the place and all jumbled up, and it makes it really hectic to execute. Planning just in time helps you to avoid waste and keeps you on track. Look holistically at everything that you need to do, and it also helps you to remain adaptive. Another mistake I realized is that being too stubbornly attached to the plan. Guys, I realized that in as much as I made plans this year, at some point I realized that those plans were not working. The approach I was going by was not working. But because I was too scared to try something new, or I was too scared to open up my mind to something else, or I was just too comfortable in that plan that I've set in place, it made it really hard for me to shift my mind and try something new. So don't be too stubbornly attached to the plan. Be flexible. When you see something is not working, be flexible to change the plan as you go and try new strategies and new approach to see how your plan or your vision can come to life, or your end goal can be met at the end of the day. And then the final thing is spending all your time planning and not implementing. Guys, this was not me, but this is something I saw someone do, and I picked a lesson from them, and these are planning mistakes not to make, which is you continue planning and planning and planning and planning. When will you execute? When? In fact, planning is tired of you. So you need to try as much as possible that as you're planning, you're making room for implementation. And so one of the things I said earlier, which is, plan in bits as you go, so that you're able to see what is working. You do a review, what is working, what is not working. Should I keep going this way? Should I not go this way anymore? So these are just some of the things I realized that kind of like I tripped doing this year while I was making my plans, and these are planning mistakes I discovered that I made this year, and I'm trying not to make them again next year. And I hope this was able to help you in one way or the other to be able to see how sometimes planning can be a good thing, but it can also be a disaster if not properly done. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any question, do let me know in the comment section, and I'd like to interact with you or hear from you. One thing you can do for me to encourage me to keep going is to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it as well. Subscribing to the channel, that makes me feel good, makes me feel like I think I'm doing something right. But yeah, thank you all so much. Please do make sure to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Always make sure to make peace at all time, spread love, and be you. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now. Mwah.